here at the Smaller Channels panel, and we have some familiar faces from last year. We are very excited to be doing this again, and also very excited that you guys decided to come and check us out, because I know there are a lot of other things you could be doing, so it's cool that you're here. So basically what this whole track, just to give you an idea, is about, we have a whole event happening within Playlist called Community Unite. We have a bunch of different panels all weekend scheduled, and they all pertain to whether you watch small creators or whether you are a small creator. So hopefully you'll learn something from these panels. So just to give kind of a starter on who we are, let's start at the end, we'll go down and we'll give you guys an idea of who we are and what our channel is, and yeah.
Hi, I am Tara V as in Victoria. My channel is kind of just a mashup of lifestyle, motivation, fitness, health, beauty, fashion. So that's me. Is that it? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ava Gordy. My voice is like nearly gone, so I'm sorry. But I have a comedy vlog channel called Ava Gordy.
Hi guys, I am Melissa Mabe. My YouTube is XOXOMelMabe. I have my channel is a mixture of daily life, fun, and encouragement.
My name is Kaylee, and my YouTube channel name is from my MySpace days, Kaylee Kill. And I do all sorts of things. I just kind of like a cesspool of ridiculousness. Like I vlog, and I make parodies, and I talk about ridiculous things, and I review products and stuff, so it's a lot.
Before I introduce myself, I'm really proud of you for not putting an XD at the end. If that came from MySpace?
Nope, not a chance.
Hi, I'm Olivia Marie. My channel is Miss Olivia Marie Creative. I vlog sometimes when I, try. You go.
My name is TJ. My channel is Tim Jimmy. My channel is a mixture of vlogs, comedy, music, gaming, all kind of things. So find everything on my channel.
My name is Connor McPhee. My channel is CTM Rants. Well, rants, of course, and try and be funny, but most of the time it just doesn't work. See, TJ tells me how it is. But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, that's the best description I can give of it.
All right, and we are like the school for awkward people, so this is awesome. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing that I think we should talk about is what is the hardest part in regards to channel growth, because this is something that everyone experiences. No matter if you're Tobuscus or you're a smaller creator, you start from somewhere and you have to grow. So what do you guys think is the hardest part about growing your channel as a smaller creator?
Discouragement.
Yeah.
Just getting those things in your mindset, like, what if this is not good enough? What if, like, I'm not being who I could be? But most of that's just due to like exterior causes most of the time, I think.
I think it's more of kind of quality competition, honestly. I started YouTube back, I first joined in 2006, and you could be in your computer filming on your math book, and people would subscribe and like it. Now, nobody wants to subscribe to a channel that the lighting is bad or the editing isn't good quality when they can go and find someone else who, is much better. So I think it's just challenging yourself to make higher quality video while you don't have as many resources as the people that have, higher subscriber base.
I agree. I think that encourage trying to continue when you feel like there's so many channels being created daily that are so similar to what you're doing and how to stand out. It's a really hard thing for all of us to do, I think. And the one thing that I noticed is basically to overcome these hardships, and like if you haven't even created a channel and you're thinking about doing it, one of the things you just have to tell yourself is that, your content is worth it, and you just have to continue to push past all the negativity that you might encounter, whether it's comments or just feeling like you're not good enough, because it's hard for everybody. We wouldn't be here right now if we haven't struggled to get where we are. And no matter if you have 1 subscriber or 100 subscribers, you have to start somewhere. So we all encounter the same difficulties.
I think it's more of like too many fish in a little pond. I mean, people are going to be more driven towards the already bigger fish instead of looking for the smaller ones. Like, are you somebody going to be like, oh yeah, I heard of this Tobuscus character and he's really popular? They're going to go to him if they haven't seen it, and then go to his bigger friends and just grow them. Whereas I think it's dwindled as people don't want to look at smaller channels anymore. They want to know what's already popular, which is really hard, and I don't have an answer to fix that, so.
Yeah.
I think another thing that plays into that too is just knowing the audience that's out there on YouTube and understanding the business mind and the marketing and all that stuff. A lot of people don't know how to market themselves, especially without a network picking them up or someone giving them advice like, hey, this is how you can market, this is how you can tag, your videos, your posts on Tumblr, this is how you can self-promote yourself without being over the top. I luckily studied marketing in school, so that's something that I've definitely had, I think, on my good side that's helped a lot, but that's something that I don't think that an average high school student that's like, I want to start a YouTube channel, I don't think that they would really have the resources to know what to do.
I agree.
I mean, one thing that I've noticed is when you're thinking about the whole, there are too many people doing the same thing that I'm doing, is you're not thinking about, hey, the whole name of the site is YouTube. They're coming for your personality. They're coming to see you. And if they click on that video, that's who they should see.
I agree. That's a really good point, actually. You just mentioned networks, and actually that's a perfect transition. There comes a time when everyone, depending on, I think networks require you to have at least 200 or something subscribers. There comes a time when it becomes something that's in the back of your mind. Is a network going to be does it work for me or against me? So I'd like to kind of get an idea of how you guys feel about networks. Are you for them? Are you against them?
But does everyone in the room first know what a network is?
Oh yeah.
Are you guys
Someone
aware
explain?
of that?
A network is basically a hub for YouTubers to go to. They monitor and manage you, and some people get more attention than others, not gonna lie to you about that. But basically you sign with a network, and many networks are now introducing, I know Fullscreen has a thing where it's like, if you have a certain amount of subscribers, you can go to a menu and see what kind of brand deals and things like that is. Basically, a network is there to help you, guide you, and give you advertising.
I mean, I'm with Maker, so I really like them because they are really good about coming back and explaining things to you that you typically wouldn't understand. Say there was a copyright issue on one of your videos, they would be really good about coming back to you and being like, okay, this is what the problem is, this is the clip, or this is the audio that you can't use, and then they'll tell you how to fix it and what to do, or if you need to delete the video. They're just, I think, they're really helpful, and they can help you if you need the help, but they're not for everyone. Some of these people on YouTube, they understand this and they get it, and they're not going to want these brand deals and stuff like that, so it doesn't matter for everyone. It just really goes to your case.
I recently had a change in management, and I was with a network previously that they just signed everybody. They were just trying to get that number up, and so we never talked. They just sent me a check. So I had no interaction with them ever, and then I switched to Big Frame recently, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I have a manager now who loves me, and we talk all the time, and we text. And she tries to get me, she's gotten me really cool things. I've gotten to do really cool things because of switching to Big Frame, so it just depends on the network. You can sign with the wrong network.
I may be biased because I used to work for Big Frame. so I was with Big Frame and I rolled over into the Awesomeness CMS recently. But I still have my friends and my manager. Honestly, if you're looking to join a network right now, don't go into it thinking you're gonna get all this attention because you're not. You're not their top priority. Sorry guys, hate to break it to you.
That's the nature of the game though.
Yeah,
If you
so
think about it.
if you want to really join a network and really get their attention and really build yourself via a network, I would tell you to network with people who work for a network and people who are, higher up, well not higher up, but managers with them, and just get to know each and every network on a personal scale if you can, because it'll help you deciding networks and knowing, because Big Frame used to be a little bit more selective of who they sign, so.
What are you trying to say?
Well, before anybody joined. But different networks have different limits. Maker used to have you had to have at least 100,000 views a month, I believe, to join or
Oh,
something
now
like that.
they
It's
have like
anybody.
RPM, like Maker Gym, like all these.
It's anybody.
You're like
Anybody.
so like that's why they signed you. It's just
But
anybody.
make sure you choose which network you want, especially with ones that sign to anybody, because you want to know what you're getting out of it.
Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Also,
Yeah.
read the contracts, like
Read
read everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. If you have the resources or someone in your life that can look over the contractor, I was just talking the contractor. I was speaking with a woman this morning who has a channel. She just reached 40,000 subscribers, and she just finally signed onto a network. And she actually had an attorney go over the contract and make a plan. So she went back to the network and negotiated. So she wasn't just saying like, oh, you're gonna take this much money from me, or I'm going to sign with you for 2 years. She said what she wanted. So if you have those resources, I would definitely do that. I'm with Style Hall. The jury's still out. But before I signed, I didn't just sign like, yay, network's here. I had someone go over it.
That's the network.
But
It was just the wrong fit for me though. Honestly.
yeah, but the contract, I had somebody like go over it. I went over it myself and kind of talked through it. So you will get a ton of people that will start inboxing you saying, hey, we're this company, like sign with us. Don't sign with the first person that sent you.
Yeah, and if I could just put my 2 cents in, I'm currently with a network, and I don't want to name who they are because I'm actually having the worst time with them. They were great when I first signed, and the contract was awesome, and I really received a lot of help within the first 5 months, and then my manager quit, and I was not notified, and now I haven't had a manager for a year and a half.
Wait, I left the network, so we may need to talk about this.
Yeah, we might have to, but so
Maybe
you really have to like know what you're getting into, because at this point now, I mean, I'm just excited to break contract because sometimes you don't get out of it what you're expecting, like Ava said from her first network. So it's very important because you have to realize that the way that YouTube works, I'm sure you guys are aware, pretty much YouTube takes 30% of what you make off of your revenue, and you get 70. But when you join a network, YouTube is still getting their 30%, but now you're splitting your 70% with your network. So now it's like another 70-30. So you're making even less money. And when you're a smaller YouTuber who doesn't make very much money to begin with, that can actually be kind of like depressing when you're not getting as much help as you think you should get by giving them 30% of your money. So it's very important to do your research because it can be very trivial to wait for your contract to be up when you're, you know, not happy with what you're receiving. So,
Am I the only one on this panel that's never been on a network?
I'm sorry, I'm on one right now.
You're on one?
you're not on one?
What are you
No.
talking about the great
about what it's like not being.
I do what I want.
So, but you could talk about that. Like,
Yeah. You know, it's obviously I've thought about it because people talk about it. They're like, oh, I'm in a network. You know, I have all these perks. They sound great, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of hesitant to really like sign my life away for, you know, this is my channel, and it's like you said earlier, it's YouTube, it's you. But I mean, a lot of the panels yesterday at PCA, they talked about, you know, we like to give creativity. You know, we want our creators to be creative, and we want them to be them, and we want them to be authentic in themselves. And I never want my channel to be something that I don't like, that I'm not passionate about. So I think that's like been my fear about joining like the
I've
network.
never been like stifled by a network. No network has ever been like, not this, like don't upload this.
I
So-
have, but I was working for a network, which was awful, and I wish I could say the name because, dear God, please don't sign with them. And I ran a channel for them, and they kind of lied, and they bought the subscribers, bought the Twitter followers. I went into it thinking, I'm getting all these things, and then I didn't. But they were like, you have to make 2 videos a week, and our split was really bad. Can't say for legal reasons.
Right.
Yeah. But my manager quit, and then I kept getting emails from this random lady, and was like, hey, don't do that kind of video, do this kind of video. And I was like, I don't want to do any of this anymore. So I could definitely feel, but normally networks aren't going to be like, do this kind of videos.
It's just, like, I see something or something happens in my life, and I'm just like, why would you do that? And then I go in my room, and then I make like an outline of the video, and then I'm like, Okay guys, this or that happened. Now I'm gonna complain about it for 2 minutes. Hope you watch.
I mean, that can work. It does.
Alright.
I basically just, I have a folder full of ideas, but I basically just think if I'm going to ask this question, or I want to know this, or I need to hear this, this is what other people are going to ask, or what other people are going to want to hear. So that's usually how it happens. If I'm, you know, I do a lot of health and fitness, and I do a lot of different programs. So for instance, I'm an Insanity graduate. I know that people that are going to do Insanity, they want to know, what is the program? What did you eat on the program? Like, frequently asked questions about the program. So I just do a whole series basically on that, because I know that that's what people are going to ask for. So I think it's kind of just assuming what people want to know. If you think it, if you want to know it, chances are somebody else does as well.
Yeah. And also, don't feel scared about finding a video online that you really like and wanting to do it yourself. I mean, perfect example, Ava made a video like a couple weeks ago, things that should stop in 2015, and I was like so inspired by the video that I was like, I'm gonna make my own list. So I filmed a video, and I said, hey, my friend made this really cool video, and now I'm making a similar video. So it's kind of like a big sharing thing too, like as long as you're not blatantly ripping off someone's video, like pretending that you uploaded it first. It's a community thing, so if you see something that inspires you, whether it's in real life or online, I mean, it's, you know, it's there for you to be inspired by, so you can take it and make it your own too.
I never have ideas.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm out.
I would, like, honestly, I would not be able to make videos if I constantly was like, oh, I don't have a video idea this week, well, I guess I'm just not going to. Like, I just put a camera up and I hit record and I just sit in front of it and eventually something happens. Like, I swear to God, like, I never go, most of my videos, I've never sat down like, okay, this is going to be a video about blank. Like, it never happens. I just hope that, like, something happens and I just talk. I honestly will record for probably like 35 minutes and then hopefully I get to something.
My computer would crash.
I probably just cry because I'm frustrated with myself. I have
Sometimes it doesn't work, but most times it works.
Literally, I had so many editing issues this week because I was like, okay, I need to pack. I need to do different things, like everything this week. I go into my video after I upload it because I don't know why I didn't watch it before I uploaded it. And I go and I'm like, oh, I messed up this time, and this time, and this time.
Well,
oh,
it is,
wow, this video is really grand, guys.
It is Mercury retrograde, so back up everything. I don't know if any of you guys are Mercury retrograde. I was like, well, it is Mercury retrograde, which is like, it's messing everything up. It like messes up like technology and communication and stuff like that. So I was like, why is playlist doing this? But whatever, it's fine. But I have a list that's like constantly being updated of ideas. It's just things that are going on in my personal life, and if it's going on in my life, obviously I know about it. So that's where almost every single video idea comes from. Or if like I see a tag video or a video that's cool, that I'm like, oh, why not? Put my own twist to it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same, like personal things that happen, like stories that happen at work. I work in retail, so there's always always like a story there. Or like someone comes up on the road, so I tell how I got pulled over by the cops. That was kind of cool.
I still think it would be the best video idea to just put like a dash cam in your car during traffic and just film your reaction and
that would be
upload
actually
it.
really good. Go viral for sure.
I
don't know,
I
that's
swear
a
too
big
much
thing
while
though.
driving.
That's why it would be funny.
Somebody in this room is probably going to do that, like, tomorrow.
All right,
Noted.
just tag me in your video. Say that I inspired. No, I'm kidding.
I think I heard a couple years ago on a panel at Playlist Live. I forget who the YouTuber was, it was probably like Thompson or something, but like he said that a lot of comments that he sees on even bigger channels is like, oh, so-and-so did a video almost exactly like this, but it's like, there's not that much creativity in the world, and yeah, you're gonna have similarities to other videos, and you can't let that like stop you because you're like filming and you're like, oh wait, this is something I already saw, because everything is something you already kind of saw.
I'm going to piggyback off of that, and because it is hard when you have an idea and you look at other videos that are similar, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Like, I've done it a couple times and it's really discouraged me. It's like, oh, this person's video is so much better. But then it's like, oh, I don't want to take all their notes. Like, I don't want to like you know, be like, oh, they said this, and this, I should say this, and this too. So it's like, if you have an idea, just go with it. Don't do like your research and see what other people did, because you will either get discouraged or you will just kind of, yeah, and it's, you know.
There's actually a book, if you guys go to bookstores still, I do. There's a book called There's a book called Steal Like an Artist, and it's incredible because it basically touches base on like the current situation with like copyrights, and now that we have the internet and there's like ideas flying around and people want to place copyright on ideas. That book is incredible. If you ever read it, it will really give you some interesting insight onto what we're talking about right now, actually. But I asked on Twitter what would be like the #1 thing that people would want to get out of this panel today, and actually a lot of people who are starting off wanted us to talk about in regards to feeling alone online, like how when you start off, you are kind of your solo piece making videos and you know no one. So how did you guys go about making friends and networking with other YouTubers when you started?
I auditioned for like every collab channel. I'm like not kidding. It was bad. I don't even like recommend doing this necessarily. But I was so desperate for like friends. I feel like everybody else had this little group of friends, and I was like, how do I even in it? And I was auditioning for collab channels that I clearly wasn't gonna get into. Like Ricky Dillon's like, I don't know, he like started a collab channel, and I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna do it. But then I met Ashley Martell, who's like was my first YouTube friend, and so it just like it totally worked. Like you watch everybody else's audition videos, and you're like, I loved this. And like you don't, you hate it because you want to get it. But like it starts friendships. So like maybe do that. I don't know what my advice is right now. That's just what I did.
Literally, I just went on TJ's video, like I found him somehow, and I was like, hey, be my friend, or else. That didn't happen.
I love boys. They're just like, be my friend.
Hey, I'm starting to get more like that. I'm like, I want to be your friend.
We're it now. Sorry, you're out of.
Honestly, like all of the friends that I have, I started YouTube back in 2007, so, and it was videos that were ridiculous. Like if you watch them now, I have like basically Ava's haircut, but like bright orange, and I was a weird person. No,
I've been insulted way too many times.
Like different, not even cool. Like you're epitome of cool. I'm like the epitome of weird with that haircut.
Okay, now I'm even more shocked you didn't put the XD in your username.
So let's not get started.
I'm more concerned.
I pretty much made all of because my videos were irrelevant, but I was so interested in YouTube that I actually came to the first playlist at this hotel. And that's how I made all of my friends, because I literally came with my mom. And my mom followed me around while I walked up to people like Live Lava Live and Mika Kitty. This is when they were much smaller than they are now. And the convention itself had like maybe 1,000 people. So it was like so, like, it felt so tight-knit. You could just walk up to them and just be like, hey, you're awesome, you inspire me, you're amazing. And that's how I became friends with a lot of the people that I do know today, was just honestly walking up and getting over the fear of, you know, there's like a person with a body now instead of just a face on a screen, and you just gotta introduce yourself, and that's honestly, like, that's what it is, like, at least for me.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Just, and also just commenting and like connecting on social media. Like don't be afraid to tweet at people. Say, hey, I liked your video, or just respond to some random tweet that they have. And that's how, I mean, I have friends in here, I'm like looking around and it makes me really happy. So it's like, just talk to people. Like that's, just get over that awkwardness and just say, hey, I like your content.
If I can ask. Because like as far as that, when YouTubers do have a bigger following and there's like a lot of people who aren't, for lack of better terms, legit, and you know, people who do want to reach out and become friends with them or collab or learn more, but they kind of don't answer those people because they're so used to everyone else, you know, just fanning or just wanting to become friends with them just so they are friends with this person. Like, how do you stand out and show them that you're legitimate and you want to be their friend or want to learn more or want to collab on a more professional side of things?
Okay, I'm gonna give you the cold hard truth right now. You know that saying that's like, shoot for the stars, and if you fall, you'll still land on the moon? Yeah, not on YouTube. Aim for the lowest branch on a tree. If you fall, it's not gonna hurt that much. You're gonna have to work your way up. I'm friends with, like Shauna and Tess said now, but in 2011, 2012, I literally cried when I met Tess.
They're uncomfortable working with smaller people.
You know what it is? I'll be honest. It's where we're at now. This event. It's what that is. There are girls running around screaming and putting these people on a pedestal that is so up high that anyone on our level who just wants to make videos and be their friend, it kind of like it throws us all in the same group.
Okay, so you
So
gotta prove yourself.
Yeah. And like be friends with their friends. Like that sounds kind of sketchy.
Yeah. But I was just saying earlier, I'm a firm believer that anyone who comes to this convention just like on the side of wanting to meet people, they should be pulled in a room when they get here and just reminded that these people are human beings. Like, because seriously, and that's honestly what contributes to the problem of people not wanting to associate because they just start seeing everyone as someone who just wants something from them and everyone who just views them as this like person up here. So that's one of the major problems. And honestly, the only way to get past that is to just talk to them like they're humans. Like get that, like when you meet them, just be like, hey, listen, I'm really inspired by your content.
Fangirl on the side.
Yeah.
Also, like it's gonna be hard to talk to them, especially if you're like, yo, I want to be best friends with Zoella. That's not gonna happen. Sorry.
You never know.
I mean, it could happen, but like unless
Well,
you're
you like tweeting at her, hey, I want to be your friend.
Not gonna
That's not going to do it.
But if you're here
Sorry.
and like you're like just going up to her, she's not gonna have time to like talk to you behind the fence. Like you're gonna have to work your way into inner circles
That sounds
and like
so
get into
terrifying.
yeah.
Like being like, oh, Zoella's friends with this person, maybe I'll become friends with them.
Yeah, like that's
Don't
really
be, like,
sketchy,
weird.
but it's actually how it works.
1 degree lower. And a perfect example, this was years ago, but I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with Lindsay Sterling. I subscribed to her when she had like less than 1,000 subscribers. And I followed her on Twitter, and I remember I would see her daily tweeting at these bigger people like, hey, check your business email. I sent you an idea for a collab, and then she would kind of give like a quick little quote about like what she does. I'm a dancing violinist. Her Twitter was full of that. And then finally, someone checked their email, and I'm sure she got to collaborate, and now look at where she's at. She literally spent every day just trying to communicate, and she wasn't crazy. She just would say, hey, check your business email.
But now we're at a level where that seems really crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was a few
If I went to somebody's Twitter and that was all they were doing, I was like,
I'd be like, you're reading my business email.
But it worked for her.
well,
so.
and then it's like you're not that special because she's tweeting at everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, fine, you like ruined it. I thought it was like such a good point.
We're just shooting each other down on this panel. Basically.
I think that I see it from a little bit of a different angle. I'm very quiet. Just because I make myself available to people that want help, like with weight loss. I say, if you need help, send me a message. So I get at least 50 messages a day in my inbox saying, hey, I saw you did Insanity. I need help. So if that's me, a smaller channel, getting that much engagement, can you even imagine somebody like Zoella or 11th Gorgeous or anybody, how much chatter they're hearing on Twitter and Instagram and Tumblr and their Facebook messages and their email inboxes?
I'm sure they mute it.
It would be impossible because I get overwhelmed. I'm like, there's no way I have the time, or I mean, even the means to get back to all these people. So it really is about, I think, going back to making friends on YouTube networking, starting with people around the same size as you. And there are tons of resources now, like Facebook alone. I'm in groups like Growing Bigger Channel, I don't know, all sorts of, you can look it up on Facebook, like YouTube, beauty groups, all sorts of stuff. And it's about not going in those groups and spamming, like, here's my video, this is my channel, but actually getting to know people. And then FameBit, I don't know if any of you guys use FameBit. You can go on there, and there are people looking to do collabs. So you can just go and see somebody like, I think I could get along with this person. I like what they represent. Contact them. Don't be skeezy or like crazy, but start a genuine conversation with them. But if you're just trying to make it by reaching out to the people that are, you know, thousands of subscribers higher than you, it's not likely gonna happen. Unless you do something like here, a meetup, you know, Shay Carl does vlogs. If you so happen to meet him, he's like, hey, be my vlog, do you have a channel? Then you have access to, what, 3 million people, I think he has, subscribers? And they have their eyes on you. So I'm sorry, I'm shaking because I'm cold. But yeah, that's my little
And no joke, if you guys haven't, I'm not plugging this because I don't like have anything to do with the website, but if you have not checked out FameBit, please do. It is incredible and it can help you so much. Like there are opportunities for you to make actual money from companies just to like review their products. It's really cool and they really work with.
But you have to have at least 1,000, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which I don't do that.
Okay, well,
If
You'll
you
get there,
use-
girl.
If you use channel pages, I don't know if anybody's heard of it.
Yeah.
FameBit. God, I'm just on it. I think FameBit is actually better than channel pages. It's just more convenient.
I haven't
and-
heard of
I
channel
would agree.
pages.
I honestly have no idea what pages are.
Look it up. We'll get on there.
Yeah.
FameBit's a big one. FameBit.
Yeah, FameBit's great. Okay, so before we move on to the Q&A,
Yeah, not sponsored. Okay.
yeah, we weren't sponsored by that. It's just really awesome.
I don't know about them, but.
I just got $1,000 for saying FameBit.
Pay it off. So,
Yeah, consistency, because that also puts you in the algorithm a little bit better and will get your videos into stuff boxes.
I think engagement too. When you're starting off, don't assume that it's not okay to respond to commenters. Now, obviously, you don't have to respond to the people who are nasty and rude. But I try to make it a thing that I respond to every comment on my YouTube videos. And I respond to as many tweets as I can and any Facebook messages I get. It's just, they want to feel that engagement with you, and it honestly helps because when new people come to your channel and they see you in the comments responding to everyone, that makes more people want to subscribe to you.
And more people comment.
Yeah. And don't do didn't we talk about this I think last year? Don't tell people to comment carrot down below.
Oh my God.
Like that's really not, it's not.
Leave a comment if blah, blah, blah.
I mean, if you're gonna ask them to comment, then at least have like
A question
That's
that-
yeah.
All right, I'm
relates
talking
to the
about
video.
why is the sky blue? Answer this, like, why do you
Yeah.
think the sky's blue?
But like ask it in a genuine way. Like I usually ask questions and it's like, I really want to know like what my viewers think about this question.
Because YouTube's a conversation.
It is. And it used to be, I don't know how many of you guys remember this. It actually wasn't that long ago, so maybe a lot of you. Video responses used to be like an awesome thing. And
Harlem Shakes.
I'm so mad that they're gone because I remember like those were just the best. Like if you didn't have a comment waiting for you but a video response, that was awesome. So don't put that out of the equation though. Just because you can't link your video response, you can actually still leave. I think you can leave the hyperlink in the comment. So if you feel the need to make a video response to someone, if
If
you
you
don't
get flagged as spam, they'll find it eventually.
yeah, they will find it. But that was a really cool tool to use too. But you know, it's not so.
That was how you always auditioned for collab channels.
And that's how you found everybody else. So maybe my advice doesn't work.
Anyone else?
I think my biggest thing is to just jump that hurdle. Like just do it. Like just do it. Just do
The
it.
thing that I get most is that people are like,
Also, the worst
I don't
part-
know how to start. I don't know how. Like, I don't know what to make my first video about. It's like, just do it. Like,
Something.
it's any.
And it's gonna be terrible,
It's
guys. It's gonna be really
Probably.
bad.
I've met like a couple people who have been on point from day one, and that's
Mine-
rare.
okay.
Yeah.
And I'm always like shocked. I'm like,
My
how
favorite
did you?
example is Amazing Phil. His first video is like 15 minutes long. It's in really bad lighting. I used to be a big fangirl, sorry. But the lighting's really bad, but now he's Amazing Phil. So, you know, even if your first video is just you talking to a camera, you know, edit it. We have editing programs now for free, but
And like, don't get discouraged. I mean, I know that we said that like quality is a thing. It is, but like, I started in 2011, which is like late in the game. But I was still using a webcam for like 8 months.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that's all you have, just use it.
You just build it
Use
up.
what you have.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to start from somewhere, and you don't have to feel like you need a Canon 6D and an amazing editing program and a MacBook to start. Honestly, I started on a PC. I was filming on my webcam, and I was using Windows Movie Maker.
and it's gonna be so much more satisfying if you ever get to the top. It's gonna be like start from the bottom down, kind of start there, kind of.
And that's how you
I'm on
learn
the
too.
fence.
Like you have to start
I'm at the
small to learn. Like that's the experiences that you get, and then once you start meeting other people who are doing the same things as you, well, what program do you use? Oh, that's great. Can you show me? And that's another way to grow. And you start to learn all of these different programs, and you learn what other people use and what works for them, and what works for them might not work for you, and that's a good way to figure it out. So
Yeah. One thing I would say, just be uniquely you. Like, you're the only you. You can make videos the way you can, so just be true to yourself and put up what you want to put up, be happy with it. That's the biggest way to be comfortable with what you're putting up and being and enjoying your own content as well.
To add on to that, I guess, would be, don't do things like, oh, I'm gonna do like a challenge video or a tag video as like my first video, unless that's what you want to do, because like you think it's gonna get views. Don't be going for like views when you first start out. Do it because you enjoy it. Do it because it's genuinely like the style of video, the things that you want to do in the beginning, because then that will start you off and you'll be like enjoying yourself and you'll be like, okay, this is cool. And then when everything starts progressing, you'll be like, all right, people like me because I'm me, and not making videos that are like, hey, I'm Connor Franta and I'm pretending to be Connor Franta. No, like be yourself and do what you want to do.
Unless your channel idea is to imitate other YouTubers.
Yeah, I think you just have to have fun with it, and like I said, you have to be yourself, because, for example, I know somebody who's just recently gotten into videos, and in real life, she is very like, no excuses, I don't give a shit what you have to say, like she's so aggressive, but she makes videos and she's like, if you don't have light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you, it's there. And it's great that, you know, you're trying to be motivational and whatnot, but that's not your personality, and people can see right through that. You can motivate people and inspire people by having a badass, you know, personality. You know, you can kind of make it a little more intense. Like you guys can probably see, I'm very kind of quiet and laid back, but in my videos, I enjoy it, so I have fun with it. I have personality in the video, but as long as you are yourself, no matter when you start, no matter what you're doing, somebody somewhere is going to be attracted to you. And then, so I've always thought about that in terms of video. Like if I think a video is bad, I'm like, you know what, someone somewhere is not going to think it's bad. There's always going to be one person, and then there's going to be two, and then there's going to be three. So you have to keep in mind, like right now, when YouTube is blowing up, everybody and their mama wants to make a channel just because it's a possibility for money. Those people are going to fall off. They're not going to be consistent. In 2 months, they're going to be like, nothing came from this, this is crap. And you're still going to be there. You're still going to be there.
You mean the money doesn't just appear?
Right. So, and that's kind of one thing I keep to motivate myself with, is knowing that even if there is, I say competition, I don't feel like anybody's competition, but kind of like you said, like so many fish in the sea. If you just keep in mind that they're not all going to be there tomorrow, so many are going to drop off. That'll help you stay consistent and have fun with it, I think.
And also, when you meet people in person and then you're not the same as you are in videos and online, they're going to hate you. It happens to me a lot. And I'm like, I don't like you anymore. Bye.
Right.
All right, so do you guys have any questions for anyone on the panel?
Since most small YouTubers, like they have school, they have to job with other things in their life because YouTube isn't paying the bills.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for like balancing other parts of your life with YouTube, so kind of keep consistency on the channel?
Plan. Everything. Plan it. I work a full-time job, so I work 40 hours a week, and I put up a video every Sunday, almost every Sunday.
You've got a plan.
I try. I plan out my videos for the month. Like I have all my videos for February like, planned. Like I know what I'm going to talk about. And
That sounded daunting as hell.
time manage is maybe a better time. Know that, you know, if I have to put out a video on Sunday, that I have to take at least however many hours it takes to film and edit and whatever. To take that time and put it in your schedule somewhere. You have to balance it. Like you have to pay the bills, you have to go to school, you have to be an adult or a mild adult on your teams.
And I really think that's what it is. It's all about planning. You just have to fit it in. I mean, I was working 3 jobs and I was able to fit it in. I'm not working 3 jobs anymore. I made sacrifices to do YouTube work, but you can do it if you have the mentality and it's something you really want to do. It's all about planning.
And also, if you want, when I worked while I was doing 2 videos a week, plus I was going to school. So like, I would just film things back to back to back.
Yes, that's what I do.
And then edit like next time I have a chance. So then I don't have to like keep filming I can just
Just
have it
change
all
your
set
shirt
up.
a lot.
Or don't. In your hair, I will like pin my hair back and be like, it's a new video. Like, this is a new day, guys. What do you It's been a whole week and I own a washing machine.
Yeah,
Oh.
those clothes in the background,
No.
they've been there for ages.
No, I used to do this, and I would be like, okay, I gotta plan out 3 outfits to do this because I can't look like I filmed them all at the same time.
I'm
Because
the laziest person on this panel. I'm like, make a video once a month, guys. It's okay. Channel growth.
Anybody else have
that should
questions?
be your own.
Oh, wait, I have an answer that question.
Okay.
I think with anything you have to be realistic about it, and you have to make sacrifices. If you really want your YouTube channel to grow, you're gonna have to sacrifice the 25 minutes that you scroll on Facebook. Or like, I stopped watching television. I don't watch television. I watch it maybe in the morning while I'm getting the kids' lunches ready for school. And that's another thing. I have 2 kids under 5, so I fit it in whenever I can. Like, I film them.
I thought you were 20. 2 kids.
That insanity works, girl.
Subscribe to her channel.
And that really is what it's about. I have to choose to sacrifice things, and then one of the sacrifices I'm not going to do is my kids. That's why I work from home, because those are my priorities. So I do little bits. Like, I film whenever I can, maybe when the husband's home, you know, at night or on Saturday morning, and then throughout the week, you know, if they're at school or they take a nap, I do a little bit of editing during that time. So it's not always going to be easy, but you have to find what works for you in your lifestyle.
I like it. What was your question?
Going back to quality and your personality, if you don't yet have the best quality video, but you know you have a personality, you're yourself, you're funny, you're creative, whatever your first are for yourself, would the personality override the quality at all?
Yes.
I think so. I think so. They can, if your channel quality is terrible and you're just like, hey guys, I just decided to film a video. Do you want to see my pet cat? Like, and then if you,
I'd subscribe to that.
and then if you have a same quality, but you're like, hey everybody, I am so excited to be here. Check out this awesome cat that I have. Like, I just got it. It's really bad. Ava. What are you writing?
Just be yourself. No, I drew a triangle.
Oh,
If yourself is, hey, here's a cat. Like, somebody will like it. I was
If you put really hyped up music to that, like I'm laughing just to not in that video. I'm gonna make that video.
Shay Carl could film a video in the pitch black, and I would watch whatever he has to say.
Because
That's just a good example.
beautiful.
Do what?
Because that screen talk he has is just beautiful.
I mean, Charlie McDonald made what, like a 10-minute video of just him eating cereal. Of him just eating cereal. No, he's Charlie McDonald, so like I don't think you can do that at first video. But like somebody's still going to watch things. Like there's always going to be an audience for whatever. I mean, I'm laughing at a monotone. Here's my cat. So
sorry, it was a really bad example. I tried.
But I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of people who are just hilarious, and like their videos get shared on Tumblr because people find them funny. And yeah, it's only in 360, but like it's so funny.
I feel like as long as you have lighting, I feel like lighting is the most
Yeah.
important. Just don't be in the dark.
Use your window. That's what I
Because
do.
you can use a MacBook and make it look real good if you use lighting.
Unless you don't want to get dressed and you just want to film in the dark.
Because we only have 15 more minutes and there's another panel starting at 2. Let's do, I know there was a question in the back, and then we'll do you with the stripes.
This is gonna be the last one.
And then that. So we'll make it quick. 3 more questions. We got this.
Okay,
I know, but I need to end now.
With there being a vast amount of social networking sites, what have you as a small channel registered as the best way to connect with your audience? Example,
A podcast?
like Connor Manning up there goes on Tumblr every day and answers X amount of questions on his Tumblr, which is a great way to connect with your audience. But as a small channel, what have you found as your way to connect with your audience? Besides YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I like Twitter.
Yeah, I like Twitter too.
Twitter's fun.
I love Tumblr.
You can talk to
I
people.
do love Tumblr.
Yeah.
I think Tumblr is easier because you can go down tags and find people that share your common interests, and then you can strike up a conversation.
See, I actually don't use Tumblr very often. I mean, I have a Tumblr, but I only use it to repost Doctor Who shit.
Well, there you go. Those happen to people you just respond.
But I like Twitter. I think Twitter is more engaging because it's like, you know.
Yeah. Twitter almost
I'm really,
definitely the best way for me too.
I'm really bad at Tumblr. Like, I just go through and I reblog pictures, and I'm like, oh wait, I was supposed to post my video. That's why I came on here. Nope, I'm sitting in a black hole for the next 7 hours, just looking at random things I find.
I must be the only one that likes Facebook then, just because Facebook for me is the easiest way to converse. There's not things coming in from all over the place. If I want to share a throwback photo from when I was a baby, I tell them to share theirs in the comment section, and the next thing I know, I have a huge forum, all in one place. Super stupid simple.
Hey guys, check out the mom on Facebook.
But I think that just goes to show that you can find your audience on any social media. There's not one specific social media that your audience is going to be on. Like, there are people on different social medias. Like, I have friends that use Facebook. I have friends that use Twitter. I have friends that exactly.
I do love Snapchat.
But you just have to find the one that you like and that you are able to reach out to people.
Okay, 10 minutes.
Long story short, my newest video will explain in more detail if you want to see. But I recently got an email from Google. They took away my AdSense account for invalid activity. They won't tell me why. My partnership status has been revoked, and they won't tell me why. So it left me very discouraged. I didn't make videos for a couple months because I felt kind of like, I don't know.
Start a new channel.
Yes.
Start a new channel right now.
That
Go
one's
home, do
done.
it. Sorry, that's it. You cannot get your AdSense back.
No.
Well, they also said
That
like,
happened to me when I first started. Change your email address in your settings.
Can you do that now?
That's what. Well, I did it before.
You did it work. It's fine. You couldn't get it back.
I mean, I lost my AdSense too, and I forget what it was for, but.
Was it for invalid activity? Because that means that like somebody went on and put your ads.
I think it was because I accidentally had my location settings to Afghanistan and not United States. So like, I'm not kidding. Email and I did, and it worked.
Hold up. Why did you choose Afghanistan?
Yeah, I did it. Like,
on my face.
It's the first A, so I think it got screwed up, and I didn't.
You were like, I'm gonna
America. This one.
It's united. Yeah, last question.
Like, whenever you're feeling bummy and like you don't feel like doing anything, like how do you stay motivated to like keep posting videos and like making them?
Yeah, I can post that.
I just watch other videos. Like, go through and start watching videos.
I drink a lot of coffee, and then I'm like, all right, let's do things. Because coffee is
You'll never get
wonderful.
into a rut if you're constantly following things that inspire you. And I can say that from experience. If you have a Facebook right now full of people from high school that are negative Nancy, get rid of them, fill them with entrepreneurs, fill them with people from YouTube. That's all I follow because Facebook. Because when I see that, I'm inspired, and if I'm inspired, like how can I not be motivated? So just change what you're following and do things that you enjoy. Watch things, follow things you enjoy.
Yeah, just don't sit in that, like don't stew in that. I think that it's so easy for everybody to just stew in their unhappiness, their mild depression, you know, I'm not good enough. You have to like force yourself out of that. And I know that I go through that. I'm sure everyone in this room has had times where they're like, I suck, nothing I'm doing is great.
I don't know,
Why
I
am I
never
doing
do
that?
Miss Fitness down there. It's like even all the endorphins.
All the endorphins. So just, if you find yourself in a situation like that, know yourself and know what makes you happy. I have to like get out of my house and go to Starbucks. That usually motivates me for some reason. Going into Starbucks motivates me. I don't know why. I like, could sit in there and edit for hours. Maybe it's a coffee.
Look at pictures of kittens.
Whatever it is.
No.
It works.
All right, you guys.
What? No, look at my drawings.
I just wrote down the title of that book name.
Stealing artists?
Yeah, it's Stealing an Artist.
Steal like an artist.
All right.
Stealing artists.
I don't want to cut it off, but we have a panel that is starting at 2 o'clock in here. If you want to stay, please feel free. It's awesome. It's a people of color panel. We have some really cool people talking on it. While we're waiting for that panel to transition, we will be doing one round of YouTube trivia, and I have a cool prize. If you want.
What is it?
Can I get that prize though?
Like a whoopee cushion.
Oh, no, okay.
So, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming, and like I said, if you want to stick around.
I fell out of my pocket.
Yes, to meet you all.
Now I've already I am. Where is it?
Are we gonna just be at the
In here. Yeah,
it's in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, what time is it?
3:15.
I'm trying to.
That's right. So.
You're gonna be here, right?
Yeah, that's where we're going now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Honor. Okay. I'm going to. Let me know when you talk to the guy.
We'll go. Come up here.
Can you stop that?
Oh, hi.